That's so fantastic that Providence is staying true to its mission as a ministry. Can you talk a little bit about how important those two things are in the upcoming election cycle as well when it comes to price transparency and dealing with the homelessness? Because I know I've learned about some of the initiatives Providence has that are addressing both of those things. I don't see a whole lot of health systems doing that, and it makes me very proud to see that Providence is doing those things. So can you share a little bit about those initiatives?
Yeah, and I think affordability is so important. And I don't think there's enough emphasis on affordability, sustainability, and every person being able to receive that. And so what we have done is look at every component of our communities and said, how do we accomplish that goal? Housing has been a really interesting area because we've gone into many communities and look at how to best affect housing. And I'll give you a great example, Plymouth Housing, a partner of ours in Seattle. So on any given day in the Puget Sound community, we have between 200 and 300 homeless people in our hospitals that we have no place to discharge. And that's causing issues from a cost perspective. In fact, in 2017, the cost to healthcare, uncompensated care, was about $176 million. So as we began to deal with this challenge, we got engaged with Plymouth Housing with the idea that how do we impact that population? And so the population that I'm talking about that ends up in our hospitals and staying is the homeless folks that tend to have disabilities. They tend to range between 45 and 65. And the beauty of Plymouth Housing is they've been around for 25 years, and 94% of the people that go into their permanent housing stay there till the end of life. 94%. And I think one of the biggest challenges with homeless initiatives is making sure they're sustainable. And so what we've decided is that would be, our solution in the Seattle market to take care of those 3,250 people. We were the first ones to launch a new campaign called Proof with Plymouth Housing. We put in $5 million, and since then has absolutely exploded. And so it's just been a great way to be a community catalyst. One of the things that we've always been really good at is being advocates, but what I'm really trying to get our leaders and our boards and local folks to think about is being the catalyst in the community for change, being the hands, eyes, and ears on the ground to be the leaders and catalysts for change. And what's so cool about Plymouth Housing, we're well on our way. The first building is going to open up in June. It's 100 units and 60 patients that are currently at our first Hill Hospital at Swedish will be going there, and they will be getting hopefully that key for life. So, and we're doing that. Every community is different. We have communities where a lot of the homeless people, as an example, in Portland live in the Willamette River on boats that they're able to buy, move them around so that they're not constantly located to the point where they sink and then they get another one. And so every community is different. And I think that's the most important thing about it. When you look at our heritage from the Sisters of Providence, it's all about building things that are sustainable. In fact, one really interesting, it's kind of diverting a little bit from this topic, but there's a hospital in Montreal that's 6,000 beds. It was designed for the deaf at the time when people really thought that was a mental health issue. And our Sisters of Providence built that. Emily Gammon built that. And inside it, she built a train system to move supplies around. And the point I'm making is she responded to a call in a community and she brought innovation to the table. And so that's what we're trying to do in everything we do to ultimately allow people to live their life to their fullest.